She's a freak. That grubber was amazing. What were your favourites?
The three they've chosen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That was like you're a bloody politician over there. I think we'll get slammed in the comments, but I'm here for it. Come at me. Come at me, people.
The lasso rule,
Yes.
which is where you actually have to chase someone on a horse.
Welcome to The Wrap. Every week we break down the biggest stories in women's sport, dig into the issues that matter and have a bit of a laugh along the way. Bez, what have we got around the grounds this week?
Sporty Spice. Can we talk
What an iconic partnership.
Spice Girls and TFAB? Is
How
that the
good.
partnership we're talking about?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's make it happen.
How good.
No, but in real life, Sporty Spice is signed with Sheffield FC Women's Club, and girl power is in full effect also as well in surfing with wildcard Kelia Gallina, the youngest ever surfer to compete in a WSL Championship Tour event.
Crazy.
She's 14.
And we can say girl power, not women power, because she is not a woman yet. She is a kid. She's a teenager.
Is, I think, only just turned 14 as well.
Crazy, crazy. For the key story, no more leftovers. 2 landmark deals that are proving women's sport is finding new ways to grow sustainably and on their own terms. My name is Chloe Dalton. I'm joined every week on the show by my co-host Bez. I'm a retired triple sport athlete.
I'm a retired no sport athlete. I managed the Waratahs women's team, and yeah, how was your weekend?
I feel exhausted. You know, so I said to you earlier, so I woke up this morning and, you know, and you're like, oh, yes, it's Sunday. And then I was like, oh, it's not Sunday, it's Monday. We did a big clean out. You were there for part, you did some solid.
I did nothing.
You did some solid looking after Fred while my partner Riley's opening a new physio and Pilates clinic. So we did a massive cleaning bee yesterday with all the family.
I turned up, picked up a broom for 3 seconds and went, does someone need Fred to be taken for a walk? And yeah, I walked along Manly Beach for 2 hours and it was beautiful.
Thanks. Thank you for your contribution. Very much appreciated.
But I did no work.
And then we watched, what did we watch? We came home. Oh, we've lost a t-shirt off the wall. Play on.
We watched men in sport.
We did. We watched the Baggers. No, but then we watched the GWS Giants. A4W team get a win.
They did get a win.
Go the Giants.
Beat the West Coast.
Yeah, they did. How good. We're recording on Gadigal land. Let's take a look around the ground.
In some hockey news, the Hockey Roos have kicked off World Cup with 2-0 win over Japan in their opening match. This World Cup is being co-hosted across 2 countries, the Netherlands and Belgium. Co-captain Kelia Gallina was the standout performer, scoring both goals and taking home player of the match honours. It was a tight defensive battle through the early quarters with Japan's defence frustrating Australia's attack. Caldwell broke the deadlock in the 27th minute with a penalty corner strike. She doubled the lead in the 51st minute with another clutch penalty corner goal to seal the win and the very important 3 points. So that 3 points in Game 1 puts Australia in prime position, obviously, to progress. But the upcoming clash against host nation and tournament favourites, the Netherlands, is going to be a crucial test to determine who goes through as top seed in Pool A. The Dutchies can play hockey.
They're very good at the hockey, and like coming up against them with the home crowd's a tough ask, but I'd back the Aussies in.
Yeah, let's get it done, Hockey Roos. Go the girls.
In basketball, moving on to the WNBL, there's massive news dropping around expansion and how the game is actually going to be played this season. So first up, WNBL Chief Operations Officer Justin Nelson confirmed at the Brisbane media launch that South East Queensland is the primary target for the league's 10th franchise.
Has to be.
It has to be. So cool. I'm excited about Tasmania. So the Tasmania Jewels are coming in as team number 9 for the upcoming season. Brisbane is pretty much the missing piece, really. You and I were chatting about the fact that there was the Logan team.
Logan City something.
What year are we talking? Because I talked to Shyla about it on the podcast not long ago. She was like 15 or something.
Playing.
Yeah, because Shane, her dad, was coaching.
That's right.
And I think it was her debut season of WNBL, and she was a kid.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to Google, how old is Shyla Hill?
I'm going to go 22.
24, good guess.
Close.
So I'm going to call it 9 or 10 years ago, the Logan team were in. We know Townsville have been an absolute powerhouse, kind of owning that Queensland franchise, I guess you'd say. But I think Brisbane's a huge missing piece. So the Brisbane Bullets ownership group, which includes WNBA superstar Angel Reese, has officially lodged an expression of interest to bring a team back to Brisbane.
It's interesting that Angel Reese bought into that Brisbane Bullets ownership group at the beginning of this year. Surely there was a presentation to her saying, and we're going to be going all in for a WNBL team, surely.
I quite like finance and investments and things. I know a little bit, but not a lot. But I don't imagine Angel's going to be putting money on the table without there being some kind of promise of there being a women's team.
I agree.
Meanwhile, on the court, the league has officially confirmed the 3 trial rules for the Townsville tip-off tournament in September.
So we spoke about the 6 potentials. They've settled on 3.
What were your favourites?
The 3 they've chosen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That was like you're a bloody politician over there.
Oh, look, I liked the you can sub whenever you want while the game's running option, just because of the chaos it would cause. I'm sure it's actually probably not beneficial to the basketball, but it'd be interesting to see how players and coaches and teams approached it. But I understand that would probably cause some management challenges. So I think they've settled on 3 really good ones. What do you think?
Well, I think regardless, I've just found it really interesting reading the comment sections. Like, it's this, and we did discuss this last week, that I feel torn with things like this, where you're changing the game, but the league is often trying to change the game for the benefit of the fans. But you then risk upsetting the purists who feel very strongly about the game the way it is. I don't know. I feel like I'll probably upset the purists by this, but they have to somehow bring more people in, right? They're trying to address an issue. Like, the purists love the game, the purists watch the game, but they're not trying to appeal to you guys. They can't upset them because they're incredibly important fans for the game, but they're trying something new to get more people to come into the game.
I think, looking at it from through a very broad lens, growth, progress, change, those things go together. So unfortunately for the that's a hard word for me to say. The people that really love the sport, change often goes hand in hand with progress and growth.
I think we'll get slammed in the comments, but I'm here for it. Come at me. Come at me, people. So wait, did we even say what the 3 are?
No.
Player only timeouts, 1 free throw for maximum points, and immediate inbounds. A point that I thought that was raised that was really interesting in the comment section was the fact that these changes are being introduced in the WNBL, not in the NBL. So is it saying, hey, it's not actually the whole game that's not interesting enough. It's the women's game that's not interesting enough that we need to change?
Potentially, but talk to me about AFLW introducing some rule changes that then were adopted by AFLM.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. And I
Didn't
like
they?
your use of AFLM there.
The lasso rule?
Yes.
Which is where you actually have to chase someone on a horse and capture them with a thing. A rope is the word I'm looking for.
And you have to do this while you're chasing.
Yeah, well, that's how you lasso people, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, no. But when the ball goes out inside the arcs without being touched from a kick, the other team gets to kick the ball in.
Yeah.
That was introduced in the women's game before the men's game.
Yeah, nice. That's good.
Are we saying that the women's game is in a space of growth where we can kind of, for want of a better word, try these things out on them? And if they work, great, we'll put them into the men's game.
Yeah, I hear you. I like that.
In surfing, oh God, I watched some good surfing last week. The women's Tahiti Pro wrapped up in Chaupu with massive headlines, massive waves, just
cool stories all round.
Good time for all. 19-year-old Canadian Erin Brooks achieved her first championship tour victory as a full-time tour member, taking down Carissa Moore, defending champ Molly Picklum, and Aussie Isabella Nicholas on her way to the title. She beat the best of the best to win it, the whole thing.
Absolutely.
We have to talk about local Tahitian wildcard, Kelia Gallina. She made history as the youngest surfer to ever compete in a WSL Championship Tour event when she won the local trials. She lives on the island, right? This kid lives there.
It's so cool.
It's her backyard. She paddles out through the channel and surfs on that crazy wave. So she was thrown straight into the deep end against world champions on her home reef, taking on heavy chowpool barrels. She showed zero fear against the best surfers on the planet. And also just seeing 19-year-old Erin Brooks lift the trophy and local teams like Kelia charging. It's just the future of women's surfing is incredible. It's in wildly good hands, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but I understand we've just been talking about progress and growth and change. I think Tyler and Steph both got kicked out early.
Ouch.
By these young pups who are killing it.
In a bit of football news, the A-League All-Stars women v Chelsea FC women. We went to the game last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday night. Good times.
It was great times. All-Stars went down 3-0 against Chelsea. Some pretty, because you are, as we know, a big Chelsea fan, pretty dominant display from Chelsea probably didn't put a few away that they could have, do you think?
Yeah, and I think credit to the A-League Women All-Stars. Chelsea definitely, to me, rolled out probably one of their strongest 11 and scored 2 very quick goals. And I was like, oh, this could be a long night. But yeah, the A-League Women knuckled down and did well to fight out the 90 minutes and only go down 3-0.
Yeah, I agree. We were discussing on the way back to the car after the game. What do we think about the All-Stars format? Do you put, like Chelsea, obviously, one of the best teams in the world, do you put an All-Stars team against them so that you have all of your best Australian-based domestic talent? Or do you give the opportunity to the team that won the A-League Women's in the previous season?
Yeah, to your point, it's that old cliche, a team of champions versus a champion team.
Ooh, nice.
Who is going to present a bigger challenge to someone like Chelsea the next time they tour?
I like the idea that it gives the best players in the league an opportunity to, like, obviously for them, I think the golden opportunity is to be representing the Matildas. But I think it's a really cool way to reward talent who is in Australia, staying in Australia, performing really well in the A-Leagues. But my only concern is when they come together against a team that's so well-drilled, has so much investment, has the best players in the world. Is it enough when they haven't actually played together as a team?
Timing's always potentially problematic because Melbourne City obviously won the A-League Women last year, or this year. A lot of those players are potentially not still around.
Yeah.
They've potentially signed contracts in America, Europe. So it's a different team.
Yeah.
Unless they obviously, well, it won't work, but, because of their off-season, but unless they could play this game relatively close to the end of the A-League Women's season. So, yeah, I think there's pros and cons for both. I don't hate the A-League All-Stars concept.
Yeah, me neither. Melbourne City have signed, speaking of Melbourne City, have signed 72-year-old.
72. She's a freak.
She actually is on crutches walking around.
Whoa. 72's not that old.
I'm going to redo that. Melbourne City have signed 27-year-old striker Melina Ayres on a 2-year contract ahead of the 26-27 season. The homecoming marks a full circle moment for Ayres, who scored in City's inaugural 2015 match and brings her 44 career goals to the squad alongside fellow new arrival Courtney Vine back on home soil.
Yeah, I love that for Courtney. Great to see her back playing in the A-League.
And really special moment for Tamika Yallop as well. We saw Brisbane Roar are going to retire her jersey number 13. Very well deserved. So she completed a headline transfer to last season's grand finalist, the Wellington Phoenix, following her emotional departure from the Roar. The move aligns Yallop with Phoenix head coach Bev Priestman on a 1-year contract.
In AFLW.
What do you think? Round 1.
Round 1 felt like it went forever.
Yeah.
Only because Carlton and St Kilda obviously played last week.
In the opening.
It's just the first game of round 1, but
round 0.
Round 1A. Yeah, look, I obviously watched a bit of the Giants game last night. I watched that Carlton game. I didn't catch a lot of the rest of the matches, but looking at the scores, definitely some higher scores across the board, I would say, which we love because, gosh, we hate people coming at us about low-scoring games. It's just ridiculous. They play shorter quarters. But, yeah, I think some pleasing results. Giants obviously getting up over the West Coast Eagles 54-42. You pumped about that?
I am pumped about that. I would love to see them carry that through to get some more wins on the board.
Yeah, another result that stood out to me. Swans got over the Adelaide Crows.
That was a really big win, 61-53.
Yeah.
In Adelaide as well at Unley Oval. That's a massive win for the Swans.
And then for me, I think two of the biggest ones, which you've just got to kind of take your hats off to them. And obviously it's round 1, so it's very early to be going on about grand finals. But North Melbourne Kangaroos 100 over Geelong 27.
But at quarter time, it was like 14-13 or something.
It finished 127.
Yeah, crazy. Don't worry about it. I don't need to add my point into your story.
Well, quarter time, unfortunately, they don't give out trophies for that. Brisbane Lions defeated Essendon 85-37. Are we looking at the 4th grand final in a row between Brisbane and North Melbourne?
Boring, probably.
Probably.
North are just so good. Yeah, hard to say in round 1, but they're so good. Both of those programs are so good.
Both clubs deserve the plaudits because, gosh, they've stayed at the top for a long time.
Yeah, they have. In swimming, Australian swimmer Holy moly.
Holy moly, that's a cool name.
Her name is not Holly. Lani Pallister pulled off a monumental victory at the Pan Pacs in Irvine, California. She defeated American Katie Ledecky for the first time in international... no one's ever beat Katie Ledecky in the 800 metres in international competition.
Ever. Incredible.
Ever. And Lani Pallister has beat her on Katie's home soil.
So good.
Oh, it's so cool. Pallister clocked a new championship record of 8:06.1 to hold off Ledecky 8:07.26 by 1.16 seconds. Pretty solid margin against the GOAT. Handing Ledecky her first 800-metre freestyle loss at a major international meet. So she debuted at London 2012 and hasn't lost since in the 800.
14 years ago.
Crazy. Yeah, so Lani broke Katie Ledecky's 13 gold medal winning streak in the event. Insane. Meg Harris claimed gold in the women's 100-metre freestyle in 52.6. Her training partner Olivia Wunsch took home the bronze, 52.98, to round out a massive result for Australia. The team of Inez Miller, Lani Pallister, Hannah Casey and Miller Jansen set a new championship record time of 7:42.4 to beat the USA for gold in the 4x200 metre. And Brittany Castelluzzo in 206.24 and Elizabeth Deckers in 206.46 took out gold and silver for Australia in a dominant 200-metre butterfly performance.
Go the girls.
How good.
In some rugby league news, NRLW round 7. Big games.
Big games.
We spoke about the Roosters. They were up against the Brisbane Broncos in what we all suggested was potentially a grand final preview. The Roosters were 14-4 down at halftime, but they were not to be defeated. They came back to beat the Brisbane Broncos 34-20. Roosters winger Bridie Parker bagged an amazing hat-trick. Taryn Aiken provided 3 try assists in her 50th NRLW game.
Huge.
Go the Chooks. And what about the Gold Coast Titans? How good are they going?
How good. Good lineup, though. That roster goes all right.
Oh, it's not a massive difference from last year, except for someone called Tegan Levi.
She's a freak. That grubber was amazing.
It's so good to see her absolutely dominating. The Gold Coast Titans powered past the Dragons 26-10 to record their 6th straight win, which was a brand new record for the club. Meanwhile, the Parramatta Eels snapped their winless streak in a 30-18 derby victory over the Bulldogs, led by fullback Abby Church, who ran a massive 244 metres. Shout out to Lane Morgan, got her debut for the Eels. We also saw West Tigers fullback Caitlin Turnbull shine with 162 metres and a try in their 30-22 thriller over the Warriors. I think it's a big win for the Tigers against the Wars.
Big win.
The Canberra Raiders held off Newcastle 25-18. The only dark cloud was on the injury front. North Queensland Cowboys hooker Emma Manselman suffered a season-ending ankle injury during their 30-18 win over the Sharks.
Ouch. A few of you have sent us a DM about a radio segment where there was a caller who called up and said some just really gross and misogynistic things about women and women in sport. It went for, I think, over 2 minutes, and they actually just let him ramble on with absolute nonsense on the, it's called the Talking Sport Show. And a number of you sent it to us, and thank you for doing that. That's probably one of my favourite things about this TFAP community is, like, things don't go past people now. Like,
calling it out.
Call it out. People call that stuff out. And I think, to me, it's a broader conversation about this guy. I believe he's a regular caller on the show. They had a nickname. They called him the Green Machine or something. He's a regular caller on the show. He would have been screened about, hey, why, like, by the producer. They answered the phone. Hey, what do you want to chat about today? Why are you calling up? So they knew what he was going to say. They then let him ramble on for 2 minutes. And then the host did this really weak call out of, like,
we don't want to be sexist here.
Yeah,
but we just allowed you to be sexist for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and didn't put a stop to it.
Yeah, really, really average. And probably the worst part of it for me, it's on at 3 till 6 p.m. in the afternoon, which is probably the most likely time parents would be picking their kids up from school. These conversations are harmful and reinforce really, really poor gender stereotypes that expand well beyond just sport.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think you've absolutely nailed that. To close out today's little round the grounds, we've had to talk about what's happening in high altitude, ultra endurance sports at the moment.
Just women dominating?
Like, absolutely dominating, wiping the floor.
Yeah, there were 3 women. We had a podium sweep for women in a mixed endurance event that was the Aspen Backcountry Marathon. So it was on August 1st in Colorado. And the winner, Bria Youngfleisch, had no idea she was even winning until she crossed the finish line. And then 2 other women came behind her to finish on the podium. It's so cool. So she covered the 26.2 mile course in 4 hours and 8 minutes. and 16 seconds, easily beating the other 55 runners in the race, 39 men and 26 women.
Across 5,500 feet of mountain elevation.
Oh, no thank you.
Oh, gosh.
No thank you.
Absolutely incredible. So Rachel Entrekin also won the Cocodona 250 outright. Courtney DeWalter won the Moab 240 overall by 10 hours. And Kelsey Fendler became the fastest person ever to solo row from California to Hawaii.
It's crazy. And there's like, the more stories like this, the more data there is that it's the longer events go for, the better women get and the more likely they are to be faster than a man at finishing it.
We are ultra endurance.
I love it. Let's take a look at the key story. There are a couple of deals that are changing the future of women's sport. For decades, women's football and sport relied on trickle-down support, leftover resources, secondary pitch access and corporate sponsorship that often came with caveats or minimal direct yield for the players. What these two developments signify together is a movement toward self-determined growth and specialised care.
I love this. I couldn't agree with that first statement you made more in regards to the fact that the women's program has felt for a long time as an add-on to any kind of men's commercial deal.
Mm-hmm.
So to see something like this, where this is a targeted approach to the women's game, fills my heart.
So this deal is, I saw it on socials the other day and I was like, hang on a second, is that actually Mel C? So Spice Girl, Melanie C, has officially signed on as the front of shirt sponsor for Sheffield FC Football Club. So they are the first ever football club, Sheffield FC.
World Otters Football Club. And she's got obviously a very deep connection to the city, writing Say You'll Be There, about her hometown and playing her first solo gig at the Lead Mill, which is an iconic venue there. So 100% of the proceeds from the shirt sales will go directly back into funding the women's team and local girls' grassroots initiatives. It is pure cultural star power driving direct, uncompromised equity.
Oh, it's just so cool. Traditional sports sponsorship often dilutes revenue through administrative overhead or club-wide pooling. Routing 100% of kit proceeds directly to the women's squad and local girls programs creates a self-sustaining financial pipeline. I just love it. It gets better and better, this story. Using high-profile cultural figures like a Spice Girl brings non-traditional audiences and international visibility to lower-tier or grassroots clubs, proving that commercial viability in women's sport doesn't have to rely solely on top-tier broadcast deals. Flipping the script.
And another amazing deal, we have Chelsea FC Women who are setting a groundbreaking new benchmark for players' welfare off the pitch. They've just launched a first-of-its-kind partnership with Fertility Plus, establishing a dedicated squad-wide fertility fund for every single player. As someone who's recently gone through these sorts of this experience, that is a solid investment. These kind of fertility programs are not cheap.
I want to clarify that you were looking at me while you were talking about someone who was going through this fertility process. You weren't reflecting on your own experience.
No, I wasn't.
Do you have a baby on the way that I don't know
Yes,
about?
I do. It's a food baby.
Yeah, I think this is a massive deal. I think we've seen actually, it's actually really cool to kind of say in a sense that Australia's led the way a little bit here. Like there's actually been a number of different fertility deals and progress in this space in Australian sporting codes. I know that netball, the Australian Netball Players Association have had a fertility partnership as well. And I think the biggest thing for me is the education piece and the awareness piece for these athletes, giving them access to these tools. I think, you know, there's different egg freezing options that can be available. And I always like to talk about this egg freezing as a bit of a caveat. Like I think so often it's kind of promoted as like freeze your eggs and then you can guaranteed to have a baby whenever you want to have a baby. It doesn't work like that. It's maybe a bit more of an insurance policy. And I'm obviously not a fertility specialist, but I think it's really important to touch on that, to kind of like, it's not just saying, okay, now every athlete at Chelsea FC can freeze their eggs and have a baby the second they're ready at the click of the fingers. I think that's really important to address. But I think the fact that it gives them direct access to personalised fertility assessments, treatments, counselling and reproductive health workshops is huge.
Yeah, and to your point, it acknowledges the fact that there are pressures and outside kind of voices saying that, you know, a lot of the times you are competing in a sport in your prime baby making period.
Yeah, your prime athlete years, your prime fertility years.
That's more better words, thank you.
I got ya. But I think as a whole, like if we look at these two stories side by side with Mel C's iconic partnership and this fertility partnership, I think as a whole, I just really love that idea of kind of turning that traditional model on its head, making things that are specific for women and showing that it doesn't have to be done using traditional metrics and traditional men's sports pathways.
Yeah, we're a different ecosystem and we should celebrate that.
I love that. Let's take a look at what to watch.
Hockey Roos. So the next match, the Hockey Roos are up against, as we said, the host of Netherlands. That will be Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. AEST. The following match, a little bit more friendly time, Hockey Roos v Chile, Wednesday, 19th of August, 5:30 p.m. AEST. You can watch it all live and free on 7+.
In NRLW, on Saturday, the Knights take on the Tigers at 12:45 p.m. AEST. And on Sunday, big game, the Titans take on the Broncos, 11:50 m. 50 a.m. even AST.
Big Queensland derby, that one.
Big derby. I'm so curious to see how that one goes. All games are live on 9Now, Foxtel and KO.
AFLW. So we have Friday night, Adelaide Crows v Freo at Unley Oval, 7:15 p.m. AEST. A lot of double headers already. More coming up. What are your thoughts on them very quickly?
Oh, look, we watched the Giants one from home on the telly. I love the double header idea. The women were placed after the men, and we kind of talk about it as like the graveyard shift. You know, the game was at
Sunday night.
5 p.m. or something like that. That's a really tough time for people to get to. So I think if you're going to invest in doing the double headers, put it on at a time that people can actually get to and support it and make it meaningful and worthwhile. And Giants v West Coast, you know, like...
It's not a big crowd pulling event, full stop.
No, it's not. And they're teams from opposite sides of the country. So I think give the teams a better chance. Like, imagine a Giants v... I know it's tricky because you've got to work with the men's schedule and the women's schedule at the same time, but imagine a Giants v Swans derby game as a double header.
That would be immense.
Amazing. Make that happen next year, please, AFL. Thank you.
All matches are live on 7+ or Foxtel or KO.
In tennis, qualifying week of the US Open begins Monday, August 24th, which is August 25th over here. And the main draw starts Sunday, August 30th. So overnight, Monday, August 31st for us here in Australia. Watch on 9Now or Stan. That's the wrap.
See you next week, guys.
See you then. Ciao.